All right, hey everybody, welcome back. This is day 2 of my live streaming. I think we're all set up and ready to go. So I was every week I teach many private students, and sometimes a tune just like keeps coming up, and I was scrolling through Netflix earlier today, and I actually saw Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah, and I've actually taught that a few times this week. So I figured today I'm going to teach it to you. All right, you guys, ready? Let's go. So we're going to, the first thing I want to do, and I didn't do this yesterday and probably should, let's do a little bit of a warm-up. I'll show you my favorite warm-up that I like to teach all my students. And whether you're a very basic beginner or you're intermediate or even advanced, this is just a really great exercise to know. In general, you always want to keep your hands at a nice curve, sort of like as if you're holding a ball. Some people like to play really flat like this, and some people like to curve like a little bit too much, but just kind of a nice gentle curve to your hands. And so what you're going to do is put your hands in C position, both hands, and what you're going to do here is you're going to walk up and then do a turn, then you walk down and do a turn. Now remember, this is all going to be recorded, and then you'll be able to access it later. So the thing I always suggest is just go at your pace. If it means you just have to do a right hand for a little bit and then come back and do the left hand, that's fine. Not a problem at all. Building individual hand strength and dexterity is super awesome. So what we do is once we get this going, then we're going to move it right up the way. Right up the keys. And now E position. Okay, we're assuming that you know a little bit about the piano, maybe just some basic note names. Good. And then 5 chord. And 6. And 7. You'll notice I'm saying numbers. I'm going to get into that next. Good. All right, now we've hit our finish line. So, take a look here with me. We're gonna just you'll notice that when I play, everything that we're gonna do in this version of our song is going to be based on the Roman numerals, and some people call them the Nashville number system. Roman numerals is essentially the best way to learn how to communicate, play music as soon as possible. Sometimes people will stop me and say, dude, how can you play so many songs and just be able to play them and move to a different key? Well, it's because I hear things in terms of Roman numerals. And so if this is a first-time primer, good, because this is actually the way musicians communicate on stage, and it's incredibly powerful. Let's just put it that way. So if you take a look here, what I'm going to do, we're going to make a little exercise out of this as well. And first, so we're going to go through all the Roman numeral series. Bring your attention to the upper right-hand corner. You'll notice that we're going to be in the key of C. And so when I move up a C scale like this, we're going to assign a number to each one of those, what we call scale degrees. So this is C would be 1, D is 2, E is 3, F is 4, G is 5, A is 6, B is 7, and then we come back to the same note again. This is our starting point all over again, therefore it's also 1. Now what we do is we take that one step further, and we're going to build chords, right, or triads in root position. They are going to be stacked thirds, just like this, okay? So we have, this is called our Roman numeral I is 1. Okay, we're going to move up one step. Now you've got I, 2. Okay, this is our 2 chord. I want you to notice that the 1 was a capital 1. That means that it is major. And when I go to a minor 2, they're lowercase, okay? So just a general thing that you'll need to know. Capital Roman numerals are for major chords, and lowercase Roman numerals are for minor chords, okay? We keep moving up. Now we've got our 3 chord. I is a minor 3. Keep going. Now we've got our major 4 chord, IV. Okay. Up to the 5 chord. This is capital V. It's also major. So 4 and 5 are major. 6 is minor. This is one that people get a little confused with. You see the 4 is IV, and then the 6 is going to be lowercase, VI. So the 6th chord is minor. 7, diminished. Okay, so this is one sort of special case, and a diminished chord here is going to be, well, without going into too much, it's a flat 5. 7 chord is a special case, and we're not actually going to really even use it today, so don't worry about that. That little degree symbol up there in the corner means diminished. And then we come back to our 1 chord again, capital I. So just a quick little review about all of that. 1, 4, and 5 are all capital. These are our major chords. And just so you know, when I'm moving my chords around, I'm really focusing on my thumb. I'm really driving each hand position with that thumb. Okay, that's how I'm going to do this. And that's a great exercise to just start with right off the bat, just like this. Just practice walking your thumb around, right? As if I'm driving. We talked about this yesterday. Gentle rigidity. Okay, soft but firm. Right? Intentional. Thumb is the driver. Okay. So 1, 4, and 5 are major. 2, 3, and 6 are minor. Okay. So you're gonna have to commit these to memory. C is 1, D is 2, E is 3, F is 4, G is 5, A is 6, B is 7. Back to 1 is C. Okay? And now we're gonna go through a little exercise here. We're gonna go like this. So I want you to play a left hand octave. It's gonna be 2 C's like so. And you'll have a matching chord here in the right hand. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a little exercise. We're going to walk right up the keys. And again, what you're going to really be doing is moving all 3 of these. If an octave is too big for your hand, or if it's too difficult, you can just use your pinky. You could really use your 3rd finger. You could even use your thumb. I don't want to get too caught up on fingers right now, but I would say maybe just use your pinky for now, because ultimately, one of the most common accompaniment styles that we can do is a left hand octave while we keep this right hand chord going. This is just like perfect for singing, honestly. So if this was your accompaniment, you could sing along beautifully over the top of it. Yeah, so in music, there are 4 general components. There's the bass, which gets this range. There's the comp, or the accompaniment. That's generally the chordal range. And then there's the melody range. That's up here or higher. So we have 3 sort of registers, so to speak, on the piano. And then the 4th category would be drums. And one of the things that's so cool about piano is that you have bass and chord and melody up here, and you also have hammers hitting strings. So you essentially are the whole band, which is why it's such an amazing instrument, okay? So here we go. We're going to now take a little exercise here. We're going to take this 1 chord like this. Now, it's really important that you count to 4. Okay? Now watch this. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going together, right, right, right. You'll notice over in this far right corner of the screen, I have my sustain pedal. If you have one, great. Notice I'm using it. If I was to take it off, it would sound like this. So this idea that we want to count to 1, 2, 3, 4, together, right, right, right. Okay, here we go. 1. Now we're going to move it up to the 2 chord. Yep. Send it on up the way. 3 chord. Good. Good. Yep. Moving it right up. 7, B-I-I, and back to 1. Repeat that one. We're going to go back down. 1. Moving my left hand before my right. If I have a pedal, I can do that. notice how I get my left hand ahead before my right hand arrives. Why do we do that? Well, because you have two eyes, but I'd like to see you look at two places at once. It just doesn't work that way. Yep. And one chord. Okay, so in the interest of time, I'm going to move on, but absolutely you can come back and watch this. Right now I'm streaming to YouTube and also Twitter. I'm at Roadman Music in case you lose me. I think some folks were not sure where to find the videos, and they should be on both channels. On the YouTube channel, it will be under piano lessons. There's a little playlist on my page. So at Roadman Music if you want to find me again. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna move things now. Well, we're going to talk about something in a little bit, but what I want to do is now I'm going to start to introduce you to the actual song. Let's go take a look, and here it is. We've got, you'll notice these numbers right at the beginning here. This is this meaning 6/8 time. Okay, so this is a time signature, and well, what is a time signature? Well, it tells us how to count. Now, a moment ago, I just had you count to 4, which is usually what we'll do. I do want you to practice it in that way. But in this song that we're doing today, it's a special case. It's a different time signature. So what it means is that we count to 6, and eighth notes are the steady beat. So we go like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and you are going to practice that so much. I suggest it to every one of my students. Whenever you're learning a song, really make sure you get that tempo and that steady beat into your head. We have to learn to count bars. We talked about this in our blues lesson yesterday. If you look at, we read it from left to right. We start with the first bar here. We count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then without stopping, like I am right now, we go to the next chord, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's the way we move through music. Just because you're feeling free doesn't mean that time can stop. And the reason for that is once you get into a collaborative and a live playing scenario, you can't just do what you want. You have to do what the collective is going to do. And when there's a chart like this, we have to read the music. Okay, so there are different ways of reading music. There's sheet music, and then we also have lead sheet style, and this is kind of what I like to do. The reason we're learning these Roman numerals is because then you can move it to any key you want. Okay, so let's take a look. The first chord here is going to be 1, and what we're going to do is we're going to go like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, the next chord is VI. You remember what it is? It's 5 plus 1. Think of it that way. It's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so every time 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, both of the bottoms of your hands are always going to sync up. So we start from the beginning one more time: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we go to the 6. Okay, look at the next bar. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we go up to a 6 again. Okay. Very good. Now we're on to the next line here. We have our 4 chord. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Always measure from C. Here we go. 4 chord. Okay. Now we go up to 5. That's V right here. Trying to keep you honest here. Okay. Next chord. What is it? Well, it's a 1. Back to home. Okay. Then we go up to 5 chord. Next line, here we go, 1. Now this bar is, we got to stop and just kind of take a look at it. You'll notice that there are 2 chords in it. And what we're going to do is if we have 6 beats, we're going to go 4 and then 5. So it's going to be within the same bar. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then we move right on through to the 6th chord, okay? Next is IV. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4. Okay. Here we go onto the 5 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. G. And then we go to a, look at this here, right here. This is an interesting chord. We haven't seen anything like this yet. This is a 3. Okay? Now, typically, a 3 would have been minor. But what I want you to do is instead make it major. Okay, so you're going to push your hand in a little bit there to get that G sharp. And then what you're going to do is you're going to open your hand up. I want you to put 1 on E, 2 on G sharp, 3 on B, and 5 on D. Okay? You might have to just chill on this chord for a minute. All right, get it in your head, get it in your hands. Okay, this is a 3 dominant 7. And now we're going to go up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, A. Okay? We're moving on into the chorus. IV means 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 chord. And then we go to the 6 chord, VI. We hadn't seen this. Look, notice how there's nothing in some of these measures, like this right here, right? See that? Nothing in it. What that means is you don't move. So we'll go like this: 4 chord, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 6 chord, and we'll do 2 of these as well. 4 chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 1. And then to 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, G, and then back to 1 again, C, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You'll notice that I'm kind of doing 2 hits per bar, like this, like together, right? So it's kind of like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 together, right? Like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, here we go, y'all. So we're gonna play this really nice and slow. If you have to go through this really slowly on your own, absolutely feel free to pause it wherever you need to. I'm gonna play this through in a really slow way, and all I'm gonna be doing, I'm not gonna do anything other than just land on the chord when the chord occurs, and I'll say it out loud as we go. Here we go. 1, 2, ready? Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Back to 1. And then 6. 4. 3, 4, 5, 6. 5. 2, 3. Back to 1. And to 5. Now watch this right here. We're going to move fast. 4, 5, 6. 7 and to 6 chord, 2, 3, 4 to 4 chord, 6. Stay up to 6 and stay, then go 4, stay, back to 1, and then 5, back to 1. Let's do it one more time. Ready? Ready? Here we go. And 1, then 6 chord, back to 1. Notice I went down to the 6 chord. You can do that. You can go to any one of those numbers you want. Go up, go down, anything goes. Look, I went down to 1. Sure. 5, and then 1. Here comes the fast 4, 5, 6. Ready? Here goes. 5, 6. And then 4. Last line of that verse, 5, and then 3 dominant to 6. And again, now we go to the chorus. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Let's go back around. Now we're going to put a little bit more movement into our right hand. So together, right, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right, so hey, we're going to take a little break on this. And now we have to sort of get into a little bit of some stylistic discussion, right? If nobody is singing, then you're going to have to eventually, get to play the melody at the same time. And that's going to be a more advanced technique. For right now, we're just learning how to play the chords. And hopefully you or somebody in your household can sing, right? Get together with some friends and have somebody be the singer if you're not. Okay, but so let's now make it sound a little bit more appropriate, because this is all well and good, but it's a little bit aggressive maybe, and it doesn't totally fit in the style. Now, when we play, we can do what's called arpeggiation. And arpeggiation is the process of taking a few notes or 4 notes or maybe even more and playing them one at a time, essentially, right? So this comes, I learned this through learning to play synthesizers. We can do different directions, okay? So if I was to play a C chord but ascending, it would look like this. And that's actually pretty cool. Watch this, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I can move that arpeggiation right around like this. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? It's nice because we're in 6/8, and because there are 3 notes in a triad, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We just arpeggiate the same pattern twice, and then we get the correct number of beats. Kind of nice in that way. So I know I kind of blew past this, but just to make this clear, in the beginning we counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 was way up here. But right off on this front line here, 1 to 6, it's a lot easier to go down 2 steps than it is to go up 6, right? So just something to keep in mind, right? That directions, it's really up to you. That's a taster's choice, as we say, right? So I like to, in the beginning, kind of go like this, go down. But so now we're going to add a little bit of movement to our accompaniment. If I was to go like this, it would sound a lot like an oldies tune. So what we're gonna do is play like this. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're gonna arpeggiate up. Okay, let's go to the next line, 4 chord, right? Hey, I could have gone up, right? I was on 6. I could have gone up to 4, but I went down because, again, it was closer. Second bar of the second line, 5 chord. Look at this. 1, 4, 5, 6. Works pretty well there, right? Because we have the right number. 5. Okay, look at this. How many notes we got here in our 3 dominant? Well, there's 4. How are we gonna do that? Maybe you could go. Sure, I could do that. I could play just the bottom 3. I could play just the upper 3. Well, why? Well, because if I omit the E in the right hand, I got 2 of them down here, no problem. Right? I could do that. And so how about maybe... Oh, I could do something like that. Or I could go... I could do both like this. Pretty cool idea. The moral of the story here is that you've just got to be like willing and able to do whatever comes out. As long as you play 6 beats and then land on the next chord on the next bar, you're good. Okay, and then we're into the chorus here. So for right now, I just want to talk about arpeggiation a little bit more. We can arpeggiate up. We can arpeggiate down. So what if I went down, right? Nice. That works great too. Okay. So up, we can go down. What about up, down? Okay, now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's not enough beats to get to 6. But watch this little trick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, perfect. Start with the left hand alone, and then go to the right hand like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a really great accompaniment here. So much so that I think this should be the one we go with for now. Okay? Watch this. So on that 4, 5, 6 moment, did I have enough time to go up and then down? No, I didn't. But watch this. I could go up on the 4 and then down on the 5 and then up on the 6. So again, it really comes to being as creative as you want to be. Look at this. On that 3 chord, I could have gone like this. I went. So anything, again, is available and open to you. Okay, here we go. We're going to try this again from the top. Ready? Here we go. There's 4 clicks. Let's see. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, all right. Hold on. Give me a second. My computer here is being a little finicky. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Left stars go. For a second. Now, I'm going to say from here on out, if this is going to be the basic version that we're going to learn today, that you can, we'll talk just briefly about in triads and inversions. I'll give you a quick little primer on that, and then I'm going to just kind of play it the way that I hear it and the way I would like to play it. A triad and an inversion is the reconfiguration of 3 notes. Let me give you a quick, real up-close view of this. So here I have a major triad, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bottom note and I'm going to move it up here. So now this is called first inversion. Okay, and you'll notice here we have a third, which is skips 1 note, and then here we have a fourth, it skips 2 notes. Okay, then I take this note and I move it up here. That's called second inversion. And now I have a fourth on the bottom, skipping 2 notes there, and a third on the top, skipping 1. Boom. When I take this note and I move it up here again, you'll notice I come back to a nice root position chord, but 1 octave higher than when I started. So root, first, second, and root again. Now when you do something like this, it's important that you do learn the correct techniques. I have courses that are designed specifically for that, but what I'll say right now is that you want 1, 3, 5, 1, 2, 5. Keep a gap between your first and second fingers. It's really important. If you try to use a 3 here, you'll notice that you literally take these 2 fingers totally out of the ability to play. And then the same thing happens. I'm going to keep the shape of my hand exactly the same. And I'm going to move it up here, and I'm going to use my 3rd finger on this C. 1, 3, 5, like that. And when I move my hand back up to root position, then all the fingers go back to in a row, and I use 1, 3, 5. As a quick recap, 1, 3, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. Every single one of these inversions uses your middle finger in the middle, the exception of the first inversion. That's this one. Okay, so what am I talking about here? Well, it's important to note that when we're playing the way we've just been doing it like this, it's very jumpy, and it sounds not bad, but it can have a rudimentary or a beginnerish sound. So why do we want to change it up? Well, if you can make the smoothest amount of distance, right? So instead of going all the way to here, you're going to notice that and a C major has a C, an E, and a G. And an A minor has an A, a C, and an E. And I'll ask you, and just pause for a second, what 2 notes do those 2 chords have in common? I'll play them again. There are 2 notes that both of these chords have in common. If you don't know it yet, I'll show you. It's what we call common tones, C and E, C and E. So if I know that both of those chords have those 2 notes, well then I should keep them where they are. And instead of going down to an A here, I'll put it up here. So you'll notice that we get a much more streamlined sound. Okay, now this is one way of playing it. And you'll notice how my fingers shift. I go 1, 3, 5, and then I switch out to first inversion, 1, 2, 5, right? What if I was in second inversion? Okay, in other words, I've taken this G and I moved it down here. I have 1, 3, 5 right here. Watch this. Move my thumb up and down, like so. The C and the E stay intact, but the thumb is moving because that's the finger that's there. Right, I'm going to use the fingers that don't belong. I want to keep my hand nice and relaxed. What if I was down in first inversion? Like this right here. How would I play, move from the G to the A? Watch this. Ah, look at that. The C and the E, this one maybe would be a little more complex because the C and the E are on the outsides, but so this is smooth voice editing, and I'm not going to go into a lot more about this, but what it takes is going through your song here and being like, okay, I'm on a 1 chord, I'm starting on root position. What's the easiest way that I can get to a 6 chord? And then each time you do that, you have to say, okay, well, let's say I'm on the last 6 chord on the first line, and then I have to get to a 4 chord. Okay, so it's like, all right, maybe, okay, so it has an F. Oh my gosh, look at this. They're really close. So one of the things that it takes time to develop this skill, but you have to be able to look between the chords and say, all right, what needs to move and what doesn't, okay? And so I'm going to just give you guys a little play through. My little guy's getting off the bus in a few here, so I'm going to have to jump. But I'll play you through using some inversions, give you some other tricks as I go, and I hope you guys enjoy it. All right, here we go. 2, 1, and... right, you guys. Hey, I hope you've enjoyed this. This is just a little thing I'm experimenting with, and maybe every Friday I'll teach you guys how to play a song. A good starting point. Again, check out johnpatron.com. My name is John Petronzio, and I hope you guys have liked it. Yeah, I hate saying it, but like and subscribe, do all that stuff. I don't know. And if you guys find anything valuable or have any questions, feel free to hit me up. I'll do my best to respond to everybody that I can. Much love, y'all. Hope you have a great weekend. Peace out.